Hello, friends. Welcome back to In My Car on this frigid Tuesday morning. Right now, my car says minus 19 degrees. Oh, I can't even. I was going to try to flip the camera around for you, but it doesn't seem to work. Maybe the new Apple phone will let me do that. I'm still rocking. What am I rocking? An iPhone 12, maybe? I don't know. I got out of the Apple game and going for phones and pushing people out of the way, knocking old ladies down and small children to jump on the new the latest iPhone. I had a buddy of mine back when like iPhones were like crazed and everyone iPhone. When the new iPhone came out, you would line up at the Apple store on St. Catherine around the block. I had a buddy of mine who's got a few, he's got money, and he would go and he would get to the Apple store when the store opened, and you had somebody who probably camped out overnight walk out with their phone. My buddy would approach them and say, "Here's X amount of dollars. I want your phone." Like if it had the right model, obviously, right? And sure enough, that's how he always got his phones, right? It's not hard sometimes to separate a fool from their money, which takes us to the Montreal Canadiens. Who's going to be foolish enough, right, to trade for Carey Price? Who's going to be foolish enough to trade for Brendan Gallagher? Like Brendan Gallagher, God love the guy. Heart and soul of the Montreal Canadiens from the day he put on the sweater. If Brendan Gallagher was a seed, you would plant an entire field filled with Brendan Gallagher crop. You would, 100%. Every coach, every teammate in every sport in North America wants Brendan Gallagher on their side. It's undeniable. Nobody questions it. I don't. You shouldn't either. But let's call it. Brendan Gallagher is being held together by duct tape. That's it. And he has a god-awful contract. A god-awful contract. A contract so bad, the Montreal Canadiens have no choice but to keep him. Because nobody is going to go after Brendan Gallagher. He doesn't score goals anymore. He doesn't score. And look, I like Brendan Gallagher. I'm glad the Canadiens have had this guy. I'm glad the Montreal Canadiens have had a player like Brendan Gallagher, and that you got to cheer for a guy like Brendan Gallagher. I got to watch a player like Brendan Gallagher. Because like I said off the top here, he is the bar, the example to follow. Point final. But his track record and lack of anything production-wise in the playoffs is glaring. It is glaring. And he is, no fault of his own. I would have signed the deal. You would have signed the deal. Your mother would have signed the deal. Your sister would have signed the deal. It was a loyalty contract. The Brendan Gallagher contract is the purest definition of a player being rewarded for hard work, dedication, and loyalty. And guess what? Loyalty is the biggest losing proposition in pro sports. I believe that in my core. That in the cutthroat world, yes, it is. What have you done for me lately? And yes, the belief is that when you offer that type of contract to Brendan Gallagher, that it's still going to look good in 2, 3, 4 years of the contract, and that you're willing to eat it in the final years of the deal, with the hopes being that maybe, just maybe, they're going to win a Stanley Cup. Maybe, just maybe, they're going to be consistently competitive, right? But that hasn't been the case, and it's not the case now. The future will tell us the Montreal Canadiens are not going to be good for a little bit, and that's okay. I'm not here right here in this space to argue against that or for it. It's just the reality. And so whoever the next general manager is, it's going to be an incredibly steep uphill climb of figuring out logistically how to make this team better quickly. And, we had an email last week. And don't forget, send me your emails, inthecarwithstarr@gmail.com. The Friday mailbag coming this week. Every Friday, email me, inthecarwithstarr@gmail.com. Ask me anything. I'll answer all your questions. One of the questions I got asked on Friday was, what do you do with Carey Price? And look, the contract is the contract is the contract. He's 34 years old. I don't know when he's playing again. You don't know when he's playing again. I do believe that when Carey Price is ready to play, Carey Price is going to play with the Montreal Canadiens. And so when he decides, and when the surgeon and the doctors and the training staff get together and they say, okay, Carey, this date on the calendar, you should be good to go by then. I believe if Carey Price is healthy, he will play. He's a hockey player. It's what they do. So with the contract that he has and the age that he has, could I see another team go out there and say, you know what? I will trade Carey Price, despite the fact that he was out there for free. Seattle could have had Carey Price for free, and they said, nah, we're good. We're going to pass on Carey Price, right? And the rest is history, still with the Montreal Canadiens. But like, how many people right now watching this agree that they want Carey Price to be their version of Henrik Lundqvist? Henrik Lundqvist, first ballot Hall of Fame goaltender, a lifer with the New York Rangers. And unfortunately for Henrik Lundqvist, never got to the promised land, never sipped Stanley Cup's glory, right? And Carey Price's future will probably be the same, likely, in my opinion. He will play his NHL career without winning the Stanley Cup. And it's a shame. It's a shame because he is a generational goaltender. He's one of the best, if not the best goaltender to come from his generation. And I believe Carey Price is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I would like to see the Montreal Canadiens keep Carey Price. I would like to see the Canadiens keep Carey Price. I think he's still serviceable. And I do believe it expedites the process of staying consistent and being good and being competitive, right? Like, look around the National Hockey League, for example. Like, we can look at the Edmonton Oilers. They got two generational guys. They had Ryan Nugent-Hopkins for 10 years. How many years did you go listening to TSN 690 talk about, the Canadiens are going to trade for RNH out of Edmonton? Well, he's still an Edmonton Oiler. Great player, but he's a depth guy now. They have Connor McDavid, they have Leon Draisaitl. You're telling me Mike Smith and Mikko Koskinen are the answer? No. Think about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Look at the talent they have. For years they have. They can't do anything of substance. You're telling me if the Toronto Maple Leafs had Carey Price in goal last year, that they still lose to the Canadiens? No way. No, Carey Price was that good. So, like other general managers, watch Carey Price beat the Leafs, beat the Jets, beat Vegas, and lose in 5 to Tampa Bay. Carey Price was, 90% responsible for the Canadiens getting to the Stanley Cup final? Like, Phil Deneau aside, what an overblown hunk of junk that was. Oh, Phil Deneau. Please. Carey Price made Phil Deneau look great. I digress. But I think that there are general managers around the National Hockey League that look at Carey Price and said, okay, I saw what he did last year. I want that on my team because I believe he could do it again. I believe he could do it again, and that's why I'm not moving him. If I could get out from Brendan Gallagher's contract, oh my God, the rebuild or whatever the bleep they're calling this thing, whew, man, that would be great. That would be great. In the meantime, the Montreal Canadiens will be back at practice. They're in Boston to tangle with the Bruins tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Then Thursday, the very next night, they're in Chicago, taking on the Blackhawks. And then they're not back in action again to the next week, right? They were supposed to play the Devils at home Saturday afternoon. Well, that's not happening. So it still looks like the next home date for the Canadiens will be January 27th against the Anaheim Ducks. Will they have a general manager sometime between now and January 27th? I think there's a good chance. I expect the Montreal Canadiens to name a general manager by the end of January. In the Car with Starr, presented as always by Poutineville Vaudreuil Dorion. What about a gift certificate? $25 denomination at Poutineville Vaudreuil Dorion. And unfortunately, the Derek Sege Comedy Extravaganza has been postponed. Thank you, COVID and everything else. But it will be back. Stay tuned to this space for details. In the meantime, they're going to be open on Thursday. Think about lunch. Think about dinner. Think about ordering food. Think about calling to go pick it up. Poutineville Vaudreuil Dorion has the hookup for you. Check them out online at poutinevillevaudreuil.com. And of course, my friends at K-Stop Gas Bar and Depanneur Highway 138 in Ganawage. Load up on your wildcard weekend snack game at K-Stop Gas Bar and Depanneur Highway 138. It's in the playground poker parking lot. It's right there. You get someone like today, it is minus 20 degrees right now. So if you're going to fuel up at K-Stop because they have premium fuel at discount prices, they have a gas jockey there. And tip them. Like I got bucks. Like I keep a few bucks in my change holder because on the instance where I am at K-Stop and there's a fine individual putting my gas in, yes, you tip that person. You tip the person that puts gas in while your fat ass stays in the driver's seat like mine does. And you tip the person a couple bucks here or there. It doesn't have to be paper. Could be $2, could be $3, could be a loony. I'm not here to judge, just tip. That's all I'm saying. K-Stop Gas Bar and Depanneur Highway 138 in Ganawage. Tell them In the Car with Starr sent you. And don't forget, email me your questions. Ask us anything Friday It's the Friday mailbag, inthecarwithstarr@gmail.com.